Hey Dylan, I wanted to respond back to you on the discussion. You're the first one to post. You are posting early, and I appreciate that. Now, if something comes up, you don't have to worry about missing it. So, I do agree with you in that this was a fitting message for that age group, and it would be for college aged as well. And I think that he knew his audience really well. And that's really important to do is know who you're talking to so you have a fitting and appropriate message. And not only do you need a fitting and appropriate message, but you need that fitting tone. You want your message and your tone to match up so it can have the greatest impact. And I think that this is a good example of that. I'm reading yours over your discussion over here. You brought up that he had a good tone, and I agree with you. He changed up his tone. He got louder, sped up, he slowed down, got softer. And so he did that when it was relevant, and he changed those inflections in his voice, and that really helped keep his audience captivated. And that's a really strong tool to use when you're giving a speech, is to vary up your voice like he did, because it does several things. One, keeps your audience captivated. Two, it emphasizes different things on your speech. And three, it displays a level of confidence, which you want to have in all of your speeches. So you always want to make sure that you pick topics that you have somewhat of a connection with, because the better the connection, the better the speech will be. You talked about his body language and his hand gestures, and clearly those were really good. So he had the whole package here. He had all of the delivery components. So now let's think about all of those components that he had, and let's just take away one of them. Let's say that he had the voice, the tone, changed up his rate, and all of that stayed the same, but yet he stood there stiff and didn't move, didn't use hand gestures. It wouldn't have been as effective. Vice versa, if he would have had the hand gestures and body language, but if he were really soft-spoken, hard to hear, he wouldn't have had the same amount of confidence. We wouldn't have been as captivated. And so, I don't expect you to give speeches like this. You can be great, but I don't expect this. This is a beginning speech class. But, take one thing that he did and say, I'm going to try to do the eye contact in my next speech, or I'm going to try to do that with my voice, change the tone and the pitch when it's appropriate. And then each time you give a speech, add a little bit more to it. And, and let's see where you get. But keep up the good work. Thank you for getting your post in, and we'll talk to you soon.